First, buy these diamond plates. These are the best diamond plates for the money. I will link some down below. They come in 300 grit, 600 grit, and 1200 grit. They're 2x6" plates. They're completely flat. They're very, very good, and they last for a pretty long time. But all you need is the 300 grit and the 600 grit stone, and you will get a great edge. Also, you're going to want one of these. You don't need it, but it's really nice. Otherwise, you're going to have to make something up or hold it in your other hand. Now that you have your diamond plate and you're ready to sharpen, try to start with something with a easy blade shape to sharpen. It's like a drop point blade. The thinner the edge, the better. It'll be the easiest for you to learn to sharpen on. Lay the blade flat on the stone and watch the heel of the blade. Lift until the shadow has disappeared right there. That is your edge. Once again, lay it flat on the stone, watch the heel, lift until the shadow is gone. That is your edge. And then put your finger flat on the diamond stone. Do the same thing with your blade. Find the angle. Shadow's gone. Then put your finger on the front of the back of the blade. You're going to mark a line right where the blade touches, or the back of the blade touches your finger. So right there is going to be where I'm going to put a line on my finger. Then take your thumb, lay it down, and match the two together. You will get a little print. Mark that. It stamps it onto your thumb. Now they are perfectly even. And now you can begin. Put your finger down, lightly drag it across. You're barely going to let your finger touch the stone. Right there is my angle. And when you flip, same thing. Remember, my thumb is barely touching the stone. Also, make sure that you put your fingers on the same spot of the back of the blade every time so that it's very consistent. Finger that you are holding the angle with on the back of the blade, you are just balancing it. And on the stone, you're not putting a lot of pressure. Let the diamonds do the work. Just control the angle with this finger. So just use it to make sure that it's not tilting up and down and that the front of the blade is touching the stone. You're mostly controlling that with this hand and feeling with this hand and just creating a little bit of pressure as you're moving forward to guide it. When you get to the tip and you're using your finger, just lift this elbow, so your right elbow if you're right-handed, lift and guide the tip down at an angle. Make sure the tip hits the stone. And then if you need to get some tip work because you're not hitting the tip consistently, you can hold it right there and just go back and forth. Now you know you're holding your angle because you can feel it with your finger, that it's the exact same every swipe. And you'll feel it if this hand starts to move, because you'll feel it on this finger. So make sure that the pressure stays consistent and that you're not putting a lot of pressure downward, just a little bit. If anything, just rubbing the stone. Just basically make it feel like you're cutting a layer off of the top of the stone. Same thing on this side. Just control nice even pressure from one side to the other. The main thing is being consistent. Not a lot of pressure. Let the diamonds do the work. After you get good, you can sharpen in many different ways. There's lots of different ways to sharpen. But when you first start, you should try to lock your wrist and use your elbows. When I get to here, I'm going to lift my elbow very slightly. Just a little bit. Try to keep your wrist the same position so your angle can be very consistent. Then after you get good, you can start moving your wrist around in areas that you need to. Keep checking your progression. Keep checking that you're hitting exactly where you want to. Keep checking for burrs. What is a burr? A burr is when you have your two sides of your edge. So this is one side, this is the other side. And if you're sharpening this side, it's going to start creating a burr on the top. And you will feel it when you rub this side. You will feel these little teeth. And then when you sharpen this side, it'll go up. And then you will start feeling it on this side. So when I rub my edge, if I'm sharpening this side, when I rub my edge on this side like this, you will feel little teeth. It'll be little sharp edges. And if you sharpen this side, when you rub this side, you will feel it. Try to make sure it's consistent all the way back and forth. Sometimes you might have to do both sides first before you start feeling a burr begin. Make sure you're getting a burr on the other side. Sometimes you're going to have to do a little back and forth on little spots to hit the tang of the blade, the bottom of the heel of the blade. Down on this portion, you might have to do some back and forth stroke. And what that looks like is this. I'm keeping this nice and flat, putting pressure right here, but I'm not letting it tilt. Keeping it nice and flat when I do that. Do not let it tilt, otherwise it will hurt your angle. It'll make your bevel bigger down by the heel if you allow it to tilt. Keep it nice and flat. Keep paper towels or some type of cloth that won't leave hairs behind. You will get lint or whatever off of the towels. Make sure you have something that doesn't leave residue behind, otherwise it can become a mess. After you have hit both sides consistently from one end to the other with the grip pattern and your edge consistent all the way back and forth, and you have a burr on both, and you've gotten a burr on both sides. So now you have a burr on the opposite side. Now you can switch stones. You can also knock down the burr a little bit if you want before you switch to the other stone. The less strokes you can take to get a burr, the better you're going to be and the sharper the edge is going to be. So if you can take a couple strokes on the side that you have the burr on and the burr goes to the other side within a stroke or two, then you've got a good edge going. After you've switched to your 600 grit, do the same exact process. Keep checking your progress. That is going to be the most important thing. And go nice and slow. If you have a knife with a thick edge, if it's thick down here, it will take you longer to sharpen. Also, if you, depending on the type of steel, it might take longer to sharpen also, or it will take longer to sharpen. Now, diamonds will sharpen any steel, so this is why I recommend these the most. It's the most versatile. Yeah, they're a little more expensive, but they sharpen anything. They put a very good edge, and it goes very quick. Do not rate your speed of how long it took me to get an edge versus how long it will take you. All edges are different. There's different thicknesses, different steels, and different damage to the edge. When both sides are consistent from one side to the other, and your burr is going back and forth from each side, knock it off. Now, if you do this well enough, you don't need to have a strop, but it's highly, highly recommended. Plus, you should have a strop anyways, because maintaining your edge with a strop will keep your knife very sharp, and it will help you keep the edge a lot longer after you're done sharpening and after you're done using it. Now, let's move to the strap. Lay your strap on a flat surface. It's a piece of leather with white compound. I do recommend the white compound the most. These two compounds, I recommend these the most, a white and a green, but the white I prefer more. Lay the tip of your blade on the strap, drag it down, and white. Make sure your blade is at an angle and is not straight up and down. Make sure it's at an angle, and you're going in reverse. After about 10 swipes on each side, you should have a very, very keen edge. 2 stones in a strop.